Egyptian mummies. Often they call the British Museum home. But where did they originate, and why were they made? The tradition of mummification began around the 2600 BCs from the 4th and 5th dynasties, with the first known example being found in Camaros Valley, Chile, all the way until the Roman era around 2000 years later. Beginning as a way for ancient Egyptians to maintain their bodies in the afterlife, as well as, showing off their wealth. And believe it or not, there was not just one mummification process. Often, the level of mummification depended on how much they were willing to pay. As such, the best examples are from the 18th to 20th dynasties, such as Tutankhamun. But what did the process actually look like? The process itself took around 70 days and was comprised of priests who were well versed in both human anatomy and special rituals, working as embalmers, who would treat and wrap the body. The first step of mummification saw the priest removing all internal organs that may decay quickly, such as the brain, then abdominal organs, leaving the heart of course, as the Egyptians believed it was where your intelligence and soul resided. But don't worry, they got to keep their organs. They were just housed separately in jars or vases, called canopic jars. Next, the bodies were to be dehydrated. So what better than covering them in salt? We do that internally now, but after the bodies were dry, and flat, the priest would fill the flat spots with linen and then add false eyes. I mean, you can buy these ones if you want. Which then meant the bodies were ready to be wrapped. To begin, the priest would wrap individual fingers and toes before wrapping the whole hand or foot, sort of like MMA, and then began wrapping the whole body, placing amulets in between some layers as well as writing prayers on others. Additionally, a mask was added to the individual. During this process, layers periodically would be coated in resin and then wrapped in order to maintain the strength of the wrapping. Once the mummy was complete, they would be transferred to their tomb, which usually began construction long before the individual's death, but were usually finished rather quickly when they died, as they had a deadline. Tombs often contained furniture, artwork, food, and prayers, as it was believed when they were needed in the afterlife, they would become real. Following this, they would have their last ceremony, called opening of the mouth, where a priest would touch parts of the mummy with a specific instrument in order to open that part up in the afterlife. In this case, the mouth, so they could eat and speak. Then, they were placed in their coffin, and the tomb was sealed. So what do mummies tell us now? Well, nothing. No, I'm just kidding. With modern X-ray technology and seasoned archaeologists, we are able to understand both the process better and the ancient Egyptians better, as these bodies allow the study of both age and death of the mummified bodies, allowing us to better understand the diseases they may have suffered as well as lineage and the order of kings. So, where can you find them now? The British Museum at this point is probably a better bet than Egypt itself. If you have visited the museum, you will understand. But of course, you'll find more famous examples in both significance and quantity in Egypt. Or on the black market if you look hard enough. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this less serious video, and if you did, make sure to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for future content.